Gotta make sure I'm sitting up straight because in my Mario & Rabbids review, I'm all like hunched down at the bottom of the screen. I look like 4 feet tall. I've seen a couple of Aronofsky's previous movies. I saw Noah, Black Swan, Requiem for a Dream, and I like pretty much all of them. This guy hasn't really like pissed me off. The Mother is a movie that is apparently, you know, shrouded in spoilers and mystery, so I'll try not to say much, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you know you're gonna see it, don't watch this till after. Like, if you want to go in completely blind, I mean, I'm not going to spoil it intentionally, but, I mean, I have to talk about something, so if you don't want to know anything at all, then just, why are you watching the video? Go see the movie. Jackass. But I'll try to keep it vague. Jennifer Lawrence, Javier Bardem, Ed Harris, those are the 3 main people in the movie. I guess there's that one chick from that one thing, but who cares? And Mother is one of them artsy movies for sure. Mother is a very non-traditional movie, so I didn't see the trailer, but everybody is saying the trailer makes it out to be a horror movie. Don't go in expecting a horror movie. And I would agree, this is not a horror movie, it's a Darren Aronofsky movie, but I would say it's scarier than most of the horror movies I've seen recently. It's definitely very spooky, and there's definitely some horror elements in it, but it's not like a traditional horror movie. So the general idea of the movie is Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem are married, they're living in this house, they're kind of painting it and reconstructing it themselves, you know, they're all isolated out in the world. Javier Bardem is a poet. He's got writer's block, can't really think about much. And again, as I'm explaining this, I'm realizing none of this really matters. This isn't really the point of the movie anyway, so whatever. So throughout the movie, more and more people start showing up at their house, and Jennifer Lawrence is getting really freaked out, and some of them are being like really, really rude. And I would say this starts to really, really grain on me, like in a good way. Like, the movie made me really uncomfortable. I'm like, why are you being such an asshole? J-Law, would you smack him, please? Because her house guests are being so rude, and she's being so patient, and she's like, please don't touch that. Please get down from there. And it gets worse and worse and worse and worse to the point where you're like, oh, I see. And it made me so uncomfortable and tense because it keeps escalating to ridiculous lengths until I'm like, oh, okay, so none of this is real. Alright, so I mean, it took the tension out of me once I kind of figured out what was going on, but it built it up very, very well. Jennifer Lawrence, first and foremost, fantastic, alright? Apparently, it's suddenly cool to hate on Jennifer Lawrence because she was really bad in Hunger Games and really bad in X-Men, but she's a good actress. Damn good actress. She plays a very humble, quiet role in the beginning of this movie. I mean, some pretty drastic things happen near the end of the movie, but at the start, she's very reserved. She's very much just like, I just want these people to go away. I'll be a nice house guest, but I don't really want to get involved in anything. Javier Bardem is the one who's being more kind and open and trying to help people. He's very compassionate. He's very forgiving. Mother's got some very crazy, intense, graphic stuff going on at the end, so I feel like I'm warning you, like I have to warn you. Like, alright, you know what? According to my YouTube analytics demographics, most of you are older than me. You're responsible adults, alright? You are perfectly capable of looking at an MPAA rating and deciding ahead of time if this movie will offend you or not, so I feel like I have to warn you, and I'm not going to do it anymore. It's your responsibility, not mine. I'm just here to tell you whether I liked it and whether or not I thought it was good and try to attempt to explain why without ruining everything. Jennifer Lawrence, I feel, did a really good job disappearing into the role. Javier Bardem, he's by no means bad, but I mean, I hear his voice, and I have the same problem with Arnold Schwarzenegger and John Malkovich. When you have such recognizable, standout voices, it gets hard to see anyone but the actor. And Arnold Schwarzenegger sounds the same in every movie. It's just Arnold Schwarzenegger. And I'm starting to feel the same way about Javier Bardem. Partially, it's because of his accent. He's got a very thick, very recognizable accent, and he makes no attempt to hide it. And I guess in the movie, if he's playing a Mexican character, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like, oh, that's Javier Bardem. I'm not saying he's not allowed to have an accent. I'm just saying that I didn't even know Christian Bale was Welsh until that speech at the Oscars. I didn't even know Hugh Jackman was Australian. See, when other actors like always do American accents so good and they hide it so well when someone else doesn't even try. He's Welsh, isn't he? He might be Scottish. I'm pretty sure it's Welsh. Some, northern part of Europe. Some country up there that Russia destroyed in World War II, I'm sure. Now, by the end of the movie, I was very, very invested. It's a little slow to begin with because it's just Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem, and it's very quiet, and it's very calm, and things gradually escalate throughout the movie, and they get crazier and crazier. It gets more thrilling and exciting and intense, and the movie definitely does a good job of gripping, at least for me, I thought it did a very good job of capturing my attention. So when considering this is one of them artsy, non-conventional, traditional movies that supposedly means something, after I saw the movie, I immediately thought of the Neon Demon and why I hated that movie and why I liked this one. Neon Demon probably tried to have something else going on in the background. Point is, I didn't care because the movie bored me to death. The most important thing, regardless of genre, is that you don't bore me. Capture my attention, make me interested in what's going on, have good acting, good writing, have a plot investing, throw questions at me, say, why is this happening? Why is that happening? I don't know. We'll investigate it throughout the movie. We have this conflict we have to resolve. You know, basic plot structure 101. You can have an unconventional, crazy movie like Mother, as long as I'm interested in what's happening, and I definitely was. Because there's very clear conflict, and there's very clear metaphors underneath the conflict. Well, clear isn't. There definitely was a metaphor. I'm not saying I knew what it was. Whereas Neon Demon is just Elle Fanning walking around, getting dressed, walking to her photo shoot, taking photos, going home, and then someone will die. And then by the end of the movie, there's naked chicks showering blood off of them, and you're just like, you didn't earn that. So if you hate Darren Aronofsky, period, the end, you probably won't like this movie. So I guess use his previous prior work to judge whether or not you should see Mother. If you hate the kind of, like I'm saying, I hated Neon Demon. I don't like all of these movies, but I definitely dug Mother. There's definitely answers and puzzles in there. And by the end of the movie, I was so proud of myself, I'm like, I think I get it. And then I started watching all these YouTube videos, I'm like, okay, I didn't get it even remotely at all. Like, that was so obvious, how did I miss that? I feel terrible now. And as Jeremy Johns is explaining it in his spoiler talk video, I'm like, how did I miss that? This is so obvious. But I did. I'm going to give Mother an 8 out of 10. And say it is definitely one of the most unique and one of the most intriguing movies of the year. And Jennifer Lawrence is damn good in it. So for all those people who are constantly like, oh, Hollywood keep doing the same thing. Superhero movie, car movie, gun movie. I want something different. And then Mother is going to bomb at the box office because you didn't see something different. So don't you dare cry about Hollywood reusing the same shit and then not even bother to see Mother. So that's what pisses me off. That's one of the things that pisses me off. There's a list as long as my dick of things that piss me off. That's a joke. I stole that joke from It. I have a giant wang is what I'm trying to